Welcome. So, welcome to this week's theme, the wellness theme. And this week is personal. It's personal. It's personal for me. So last week was kind of how do we want to show up for our day? Raising our own vibration in the energy we want to put out. So this got personal for me because in a conversation that I was having last week, came the comment to me. I don't watch the news anymore. It shifts my perspective. It changes my energy. So that's a choice that I've made. I'm not wanting to watch the news. So the comment that came up for me is like, you really don't know what's going on out there, do you? And so with that, I responded, not reacted. I'm like, yeah, no, and I choose not to. And this is my choice. And, if this is what's going on in the world needs more of me, to share love and raise the vibration. So it was all good. But then I get up the next day and it's still sitting with me. I was taking this comment personally. And I've taught enough of the four agreements to know that when I'm taking something personally, that has got everything to do with me. It's got nothing to do with the other person. What they said, that's their beliefs, that's their own fears and insecurities, that's their stuff. That's not mine. So when I'm taking it personally, it's my stuff. Still have nothing to do with the other person. So this is what I have to sit with. Why am I taking this personally? Why am I bothered by this? And so when I sit with it, when I realize what I heard, again, it has nothing to do with the other person and what, their intention behind their words were. What I heard because of my own past, memories and stuff is that I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant of the world and what's happening, and get your head out of the sand and face reality, and all of this. And you can even hear my tone. I'm hearing, not what this person said to me or what their intention was. Everything was coming up within me. So this is what I had to sit with. And interesting enough, of course, synchronicities, it hits up against what I'm currently in the middle of. So I'm in the middle of my Chopra training to become a primordial sound meditation teacher. And it's an intensive program where we work on ourselves basically. And in this, there's a particular mantra that we say, and a mantra is something that we use to raise our vibration, but collectively, I'm not going to get too much into it, but it's a mantra, it's a Gayatri mantra that we chant with the intention of asking the universe to fill me with intelligence. Okay, so intelligence from the universe being, more possibilities, more ideas, more opportunities, more potential than what the world is currently presenting us. But at the same time that we ask for this intelligence, we're also asking to be freed of ignorance. Ignorance of my ego. Ignorance of my ego's fears and frustrations and insecurities. So I'm hitting up against this trigger of, get your head out of the sand, you're ignorant of what's going on in the world, to I'm in a space of asking the universe to fill me with, the intelligence of pure potentiality and something beyond what is, and free me of the ignorance of my ego. And, it is a big part. I'm in a big part of my space in my life right now where I'm very much accepting reality. And accepting reality is basically finding peace with what's happening all around me, to the people I love, to the world, to myself, versus letting what's happening control how I feel. So I like the space I'm in. I really do. So sitting with it and asking and inquiring within myself brought me a lot of clarity. Clarity that there are a lot of people in my life who believe and think and speak opposite of me. And you know what? That's okay. And that was a real pivotal moment for me. Because after questioning myself, like, should I? Should I? Am I facing reality? Am I sticking my head in the sand? Should I be more? All the things that come with sitting when we're triggered and taking things personally. And you know what? I've been on a journey of finding my own authenticity. And being authentic to me, for me, means that I get to sit in what I believe. And I have been doing my best to live in a space of welcoming, like, pure potential, opportunities. Like, it's finding this balance between what is and what will be. It is facing reality. It is accepting reality, but not being stuck in that and letting, again, what I'm feeling control me. It is then facing reality and then creating reality. And do I fall and slip up? Absolutely. Do I get caught in my ego fears and frustrations? Absolutely. I'm human. That's part of the process, right? But I also, when I'm met up with my egos, the ignorance of my egos and the fears and everything that stops me cold, I let myself feel them and allow them. Don't push them away. And in that, then I get to choose. After I feel them and let myself be in that fear or that whatever it is, I then get to choose authentically me. It doesn't feel good to stay in this space anymore. So I get to choose, and what I end up choosing is optimism. I love being in a space of optimism. There may have been a time in my life that I felt optimism was phony, when I maybe witnessed it in someone else, because when I was in it myself, it didn't feel right. But I've done enough of this work to know that it just feels so much better. And I feel more authentically in my truth when I am in that space of optimism, right? When I believe in my own goodness and the goodness in the world and in other people and in humanity. And it's in this, I believe that there's opportunity and obstacles. There is that optimism. So when there's things that are going on and around in the world, my head's not in the sand. I can face reality because I know how to feel the fears and the frustrations now. I look at it, it's one of my superpowers now. I get to feel it, and then I get to choose how I want to show up and how I want to be. I get to sit in my truth and my authenticity. And does that make the people in my life uncomfortable? Yeah, it does. And I spent too many years of my life moving away from my own authenticity because it made other people uncomfortable. And instead, I wanted to be liked and loved and accepted. And I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to, not anymore. And I've come, this is that clarity. This was an amazing week for me because I could realize that these people can be in my life. I can love them. I can love them and not have to think the same as them or believe the same as them or feel the same as them. I can love them fully and completely, and I can love me. And I'm no longer going to whenever dim my light or lean back because what I believe makes them uncomfortable. Okay, so this week is about perspective. Yeah, perspective. Willing to see things from a different point of view, from maybe somebody else's point of view, whether you agree with it or not. It's about finding that balance between what is and what will be, facing reality, creating reality, and then choosing what feels right for you. Some people need to stay in that place of fear. Maybe that just does feel right. I don't know. I don't know what feels right. But finding our truth and finding our authenticity means that we have to open to a different perspective and see things differently and accept, people and things and situations. So that's what this week is about, is shifting your perspective, being open to other people's perspective, and knowing that you can still get along and exist and love and have different perspectives, but being able to shift that. Okay, so let's tap this in. Let's move. Let's find a space where this is all okay for us. Let's bounce for us, for me, right? It doesn't have to be okay for the other people. So let's shake and let's bounce and let's move our body and come into who we are. We can have our beliefs. We can have these thoughts. And so can the other people in our lives. They don't have to be the same thoughts and the same beliefs. We can breathe and we can find our truth, and we can let them find their truth. Shake it out. And we can be triggered. We can take things personally, but we don't blame the other person or judge the other person. We go inward. We go, okay, I'm being triggered. Why? Because something within me isn't feeling right. March it out. March it out. And just pick up your knees. Get the energy moving. Allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Frustrated, angry, taking things personally. Let yourself get to that space of being able to sit in your own truth. Tap. Let's just tap. You tap wherever. I'm going down the legs, back up, and then I'll do the other side. And you just tap into this physical existence, this human existence. How can we make this world a better place? By authentically being ourselves and letting other people authentically be themselves. Okay, right. Rub your hands. Shake it out. And just tap in under the eyes. So then I go back to that place where that comment was made to me. You really don't know what's going out there. No. You know what? I can hear it. I can accept it. I can find peace with what's going on around me and within me. Then I get to choose how I want to show up and the vibration I want to put out there. Hey, let's tap in. And I'm going to choose to sit in what feels right for me. I still believe my comment when I said, yeah, I think the world needs more of me that's willing to see it from a different perspective and tune into optimism and offer that vibration out into the world and let people be in fear if that's where they need to be in order to deal with what's going on in their life or in the world right now. Tap in. And where do you want to be? Right? Let other people be and believe what they want to believe, and let yourself believe and be where you want to believe. Big breath. Yeah, perspective. Let's put things into perspective. What a much better world we would live in if we could all speak our truth, be our truth without expecting other people to shift or change because that is what we think and believe. Tap in underneath the ribs. Just breathe it in. I get to be me and you get to be you. The world will be a much better place. And how do I want to show up? I can't control how other people show up. But how do I want to show up? That's what we decide. That's what you decide. So this week, be open. See things from a different perspective. See yourself from a different perspective. See the world from a different perspective. And just be you. Rub your hands together. Cross that in. Okay, my friends, this is a couple of weeks of this because next week is a long weekend. So I will be back in the tap in. So we've got a couple of weeks to open our perspective and see things from a different point of view, from other people's point of view. And we can see how it feels within us. Does it feel good to be in that space? They get to be in that space. We're not trying to change them. But if it doesn't feel good in that space, we get to change it. And if it does feel good in that space, then you stay in that space, even if it makes the other people around you uncomfortable. Not easy, but maybe if we open up our mind and our own perspective that we have these choices, we can change what this feels like within us. And in doing that, we raise the vibration of, the energies around us. Have a absolutely wonderful day. Have a good week, couple of weeks, and namaste. Thank you.